Okay, welcome to episode 4 of. Oh, fuck. I forgot our podcast.
Oh, brilliant. Keep that. Roll it up.
Funny that.
Forgot-
Okay, we'll do it again. I was like, of the podcast.
Right,
We'll do it
welcome to
again.
episode 4 of whatever we've been doing. Right. God.
Okay, we'll go it again. Welcome to episode 4 of. Why have I done it?
Oh, you've got to do this now. We've started.
Jesus, I go again. I'm just going to say, welcome to episode 4.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome to episode 4. Today. I was.
What's
Because
that?
And then. Right, we're on now. Okay, ready?
What? Just that number there?
Yeah, it was just throwing me off because I was reading it like, welcome to episode 4, and then it said 3.
Right, okay.
Okay, welcome back to episode 4. Today, we're talking about running. All things running. So, do you run, and how often do you run?
I mean, at the minute, I'm running 4 times a week, trying to go back under that 20-minute 5K time. So at the minute, I'm doing four runs a week. So that's a long run on a Sunday, 10K or more. Like an easy-ish run on a Tuesday between like 6 and 8, and then a tempo and an interval run.
Nice.
So
Which one do you enjoy the most?
probably just the first easy one of the week on a Tuesday. Kind of just sets you up. That's the one I enjoy the most, but I don't know, it's a different one. In the moment, that's the one I enjoy the most, but the most like reward I get is probably the intervals or the tempo runs where you top level, you get more out of it.
The
I
hard
think.
stuff.
Yeah. So four.
That's
four
the
times
stuff that's going to give you that.
Yeah, it gives me
sub 20K.
Yeah, it gives, and you
sub
can
25K.
you notice it. When they do like testers halfway through the plan and stuff, you definitely notice you're getting better. I think more so. I was talking to Jacob about this yesterday. It's more so like my actual recovery in between each interval. You got, let's say, like a minute rest. After like 20 seconds, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm ready to, but you obviously
ready to go.
You don't go because you want the rest. But
what do you think your recovery is getting better?
Yeah. My heart rate's coming down quicker. I'm not like out of breath. You're decent. It does help. Yeah.
Sub 25K, sub 20-minute 5K is fast.
Yeah.
I've never done that. I think I've got like 20 minutes, 20 seconds or something.
Yeah, 1947 was my best.
That's fast for unless you're like an elite runner or an athletic runner and that's your thing.
Yeah.
Running anything under 20 minutes is well above good.
Yeah. It's tough going. It's 4 minutes a K. Like it's a decent speed. I think I'm struggling. Well, I did definitely struggle more in terms of like, when you first set off, it's like, how quick do I set off? You look at your watch and you think, oh, it's only saying like 6 minutes, and then all of a sudden look down, it's like 3:50.
Yeah,
and you think, shit,
it's timing, I'm getting used to knowing you.
Yeah, so I've noticed that I would rather do a 4:30 first K and then progressively get quicker to chop that 30 seconds off overall.
Are you running like road running, like on the pavements, or are you running on track?
No, I've not done any track yet. I think that's just time. Like round here, there's not many places to go to do track stuff, so I'm just doing it on the front. Classic like lamppost to lamppost type stuff, where it's just flat, straight.
That's the best because then there's no big obstructions.
No, and you pick good times, obviously, when people aren't cycling during the day or it's like a Sunday and everyone's out walking. So I tend to do stuff at night. Now it's a bit lighter.
Yeah,
but yeah,
summer's good for that. Isn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
getting outside. That's why running is so good.
It's the best for that. You just get out, you see things. It's exercise, fresh air.
It's the winter runs. Like, we're coming out of it now, but over Christmas, that is the worst time to get into running.
I mean, when you did your Hyrox, that was like start of January, when it ended January.
Yeah, like running for that. It's just
over Christmas.
Yeah,
like you eating shit, but then you're conscious, like you don't want to ruin your Christmas.
Yeah, you're drinking, you're eating crap.
Yeah,
and then you've got to go and do big run or some intervals, sprints.
With like a sled push or something. And it's not the best.
Running is, I'm quite lucky with running, I think, because I started running for fitness when I was a kid, because my stepdad, he could run for like an hour. He wasn't really into distance. He's into, he doesn't run anymore, but he would run for time. So he'd run for an hour.
Yeah.
And he used to say to me, if you can run for an hour, you're fit. So I used to, when I was about 13, start running and go with him. So I'm quite lucky now where, because I've done it for so many years, I can just do a big long run on a Sunday and hardly do anything in the week, and then do like a half marathon at a reasonable time. Just like, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I see more of your Strava runs, don't I, with like 19 plus Ks and stuff like that.
Yeah, only because I post them on Instagram.
Yeah, but...
Which is something everyone does. Otherwise, what's the point?
It didn't happen though, did it?
Yeah, if you don't post it on Instagram, what was the point?
Just like Facebook relationships.
Yeah.
She's not really your girlfriend until she's on Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're 15, that's cool, but...
Yeah, exactly.
Not when you're like late 20s.
Actually, I don't think me and Beth are on a relationship on Facebook.
I mean...
So maybe it needs to be.
No,
but you know what I mean.
Is she arsed? Yeah. Probably not. She's probably watching this thinking like...
She'll send me a thing request now after this.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, sorry. That's your own fault. Yeah.
That's but so I'm quite lucky with running, but I enjoy the long runs, and I guess in a way I enjoy the long runs and I enjoy the satisfaction I get from a long run, but I also enjoy the satisfaction I get from telling everyone I've done a long run and then being like,
but that's the same.
I don't do it for that.
But that's the same as like what I'll do to people in terms of like running a quick 5K.
Yeah, it's cool, and it's good to be proud.
Yeah,
I see a lot of on Instagram now, people running like it's not like it's a fashion fad, but a lot of people are into running recently, and they're posting the runs and they're posting the gear, and it's like no one can just go for a run. It's interesting with you actually, because you're running 4 times a week, but you don't post anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, I post on Strava because I wear a Garmin and it automatically posts to Strava.
Yeah,
but I never check on Strava. Like, I don't.
You don't see how many kudos you got.
No, I don't care. You don't give a shit. Like most of the people that are liking it are people that used to run that just go on Strava and dream of running again that don't. So, yeah, I don't.
That's funny that some people are just like browsing through Strava.
Yeah. Do you know, like they started the January run and wanted to, start running again, downloaded Strava.
Yeah.
Bought the runner starter pack.
Yeah. What's in the runner starter pack?
Well,
the gels, but like...
Yeah, about 40 gels for one run, which if you're a runner, you understand.
No, I know what's in it.
Well, it's...
that little bag that people wear on the chest with the phone in. Do you have that?
What,
It's just like literally a harness.
It's like elastic. Yeah, it's got like a flap.
And it's just for your phone.
Yeah.
Do you have that?
Yeah, because I don't have... I wouldn't actually have that if I had an Apple Watch, because I can't run with music.
I'd say that's in it. I see a lot of people.
Yeah. I can't remember the brand of that, but yeah.
What shoes?
Well, it's them. They changed them. They add a new thing every time, but Nike, those Alpha Fly,
the ones that are like £300.
Yeah, Zoom X Pro Bouncy Edition, whatever they are.
It's like carbon.
Yeah,
you can't feel it. It doesn't weigh anything.
Yeah, salmon colour.
It weighs the same as a grain of salt.
Yeah, like a matching Nike sweatband.
Yeah,
those
bright colours.
Those sunglasses. What they?
Yeah, they do make you run faster. Apparently.
Yeah. Stop you getting
sports shades, the Oakley ones or something.
Yeah.
I love it that someone will have spent all that money on all that stuff and go and run like 3K.
Yeah.
In 40 minutes
and walk the rest of it.
But they've got all the gear.
Yeah. Pause Strava or their watch about 40 times.
Yeah.
And then said, I've done my first 5K. And then you'll probably see him in about 3 weeks selling those Nike shoes
Yeah.
for half the price.
Yeah.
Used, worn once.
Definitely.
And then that's where I'll go, well, I'll buy them off you because they're
Yeah,
half
I'll
price now.
use them.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'll actually wear them.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't...
That's the thing about running, is that some people get into it because they think it's cool at the minute. Some people get into it because they really enjoy it. Some people get into fitness. And I guess, I think it's good if you start in running and, you know, you're not very good and you're going to get better. If it takes you 50 minutes to run 3K, brilliant. Hopefully you're going to get better. But if you're just doing it for fashion and so you can whack it on social media and you're not really running and, you know, you lie in a bit.
I think you just look an idiot, to be honest. Like spending like 300-400 quid. You've got to spend that to motivate yourself enough to run.
Yeah.
Like you can just run in like shitty running shoes.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like you're not bought new legs.
No, and if you're not, if you're running really long, let's say you're training for a half marathon or a marathon and you're running long distances, you might need to invest in some like good shoes. If you're running a fast 5K because you want to do that, you might need, you know, some kind of good footwear. But you're right, you can just run. Back in the day, cavemen, like you'd have your barefoot.
Yeah.
You'd be running after some.
Yeah. I mean, people barefoot run. You know, those webbed shoes and stuff.
Yeah, what are they called?
Oh, they've got loads of different brands for them.
I know what you mean, though.
They, you know, apparently that's the best way to run, you know, naturally for your
Yeah.
feet because they're not fixed and stuff in a shoe.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know, I'd probably feel weird doing that.
It's weird now that Nike make those shoes where they're like 300 quid and they're so cushioned, because I read that Shoe Dog, you know, the book about Nike starting. And when they started making the shoes, I'm sure it says in there that the first like running shoes they made were really flat.
Yeah. Like speed shoes.
Yeah, and it was like replicating the foot.
Yeah. Bit like, do you know what like running spikes are?
Yeah,
you know,
like that.
They're literally just
really thin
material strapped around your feet.
Yeah.
And then you used to be told, like, you know, when you, probably like 10, 15 years ago, like the fact that the foam is so thick, people would be like, well, you're going to twist your ankle, you're going to do that. But then now that's the thing. You want like more bounce and stuff down the road. So now it reverts back to it.
There's so many different running shoes now as well.
Yeah.
Like different styles.
I think that also will put people off running because there's different styles, weights, widths.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm doing Manchester Marathon in April, and I was running in like Nike something, and they were like streak flies or something. And my friend was like, they're for 5K, 10K runs, not long runs. So when I was looking online, there was just so many different types of shoe that it put me off. So for ages, I just said, I'm just going to run in what I've got. And then he sent me some, I think, and I bought them. But it can put people off if there's so many, you know, there's so much choice.
I mean, like, even like down to now with the big brands, laces or no laces. I mean, can I not, like, is that what we've got to now to like reduce weight? They were going to sell them without laces.
Yeah.
And they've got to be specific to your feet because if they're slightly too big, they'll slip off. If they're slightly too tight, you can't get your foot in.
It's ridiculous, that, isn't it?
You know, like what happens is just a pair of running shoes with like a thickish sole.
Yeah.
And laces.
I know. Maybe we go a bit, it's a paradox, isn't it? Because technology gets better, runners get faster, but does it take away from the fact that, like, if you're fast, you're fast. If you can run far, you can run far. Do you need the latest gear with the highest technology?
Well, no, I don't think you do, to be fair. Like,
what did you think too? Do you remember like the marathon world record holders? I know one of them recently died, but there was another one, Kipchoge.
Yeah.
And did you watch his documentary about, he was trying to break the marathon world record, and he did, like before the other guy did, but the formation was all like scientifically proven.
Yeah.
He was going to run at this point, the runners were going to make a barricade, there was a laser from a car, and then I was watching it thinking, okay, that you've still run a marathon in world record time, but you've had like a team of 30 people helping you do it
Yeah.
with a truck with lasers on it and wind resistance, have you really done it then? You know?
Yeah. Because,
I guess you have, but
yeah, but you'd want to do it like raw, wouldn't you?
yeah.
You know,
Does it kind of take away from the fact that, well, what if it's just you on your own and you've done it? You know, that's more impressive.
I think, yeah, definitely that's more impressive. Yeah. If you've got people that are pacing you, switching it out, you know, breaking the air for you, you're practically not, you're just running in a vacuum, aren't you? You just,
Yeah.
as long as you can keep your legs moving for 2 hours, you're going to break
Yeah.
this record because it's all been calculated at this speed and the
Yeah.
car's worked it out.
That's why I like running, because it's just me. I enjoy going running with friends sometimes. I enjoy running with a group sometimes, but I actually prefer just me on my own thoughts. I don't even listen to music really. Sometimes I listen to a podcast. Sometimes I listen to music, but more often than not, it's just me on my own running. And I might go for like a 2-hour run, zone out.
Fuck that.
Do you not? Are you the opposite?
I could do it, honestly. I could do it if I really
Yeah.
wanted to. I think for me, it just comes down to boredom. Like,
Yeah, you do get bored easy.
yeah, I think if I was going to do a 2-hour run, I could never do that on my own.
Yeah.
I'd have to do it with at least like 2 or 3 other people.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a chat, like a casual run and stuff like that. But yeah, with the music and stuff, I don't really listen to it. I just want to, the less things to faff about with.
Yeah.
You just want to come home, right?
Yeah.
I know tonight is going to be a grim 400 into 200 interval times 7. The more stuff I've got to then go home, get dressed, put my shoes on, put my headphones on, put that fucking bra thing on,
Yeah.
put your phone in, get your keys.
Yeah.
I've done 10 things. I just put my running shoes on and just go
Take
out.
the selfie,
Yeah,
upload the story.
Yeah, in the mirror. That's me. Oh, my hat.
Yeah.
Oh, my son. Oh, and then before you know it, you've wasted, an hour.
Yeah.
And you could have done it.
Yeah.
I just want to just, you know, I don't even run in like gym gear sometimes. I'll put a pair of running shorts on.
Yeah.
I've got like walking socks on. It's
You
probably not
like the
best.
rawness of it.
Yeah, and just put shoes on, and I've got like a t-shirt on. Whatever. Let's just go. You know, I've got a shitty beanie hat on just in case my head gets cold.
Yeah.
And I'm off.
It's practical, raw.
Yeah.
That's why that is why I like it. I like, I used to hate the sound of my feet and my breath. Like, I'm out of breath, my feet are stomping, and I'm got to listen to that for an hour. Whereas now, I love zoning out, hearing the sound of my feet, listening to my breath to control, slow my heart rate down. And I think sometimes my best ideas come on a run. So I get a bit like, go through spells of not thinking about anything. And then all of a sudden a thought will pop into my head and I'll be like, oh, I might try that for my business, or oh, I might try this at work.
Yeah. Because I think because you're free.
You're free, yeah.
You've not got any distractions. Especially like, I think I prefer probably running at night, you know, when no one's about, because there's, you know, obviously at the front down here, you can listen to like the waves, if you will. Or the sea.
It's quite therapeutic.
You know, there's nothing. It's dead. It's dark. It's nice. And you're just, you know, free to just run and make sure you're just doing your exercise, obviously. But it's nice.
Yeah, it is. It is a nice feeling where it's just you doing something on your own.
But then when there's that really tough workout, when I, you know, in the future, I know I've got a few coming up, I kind of want that like hardcore music.
Oh yeah,
this is just pure pain.
You want that inspiration.
Yeah, we're just going to get through this, and it's only 20-25 minutes of just pure hell. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
But, you know, you don't want to be listening to that all the time, do you, when you're doing a 20K?
When I did, I've not done it for a while, but when I would do like a fast 5K, I would put a program on my Spotify program, like I'm coding. I'd cue some songs so that it lasted around 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Thinking these songs will get me from here all the way around back here, and I've got to finish before the song ends.
Yeah.
It's like some motivation to hardcore songs, you know, like high intensity music gets you home. And then sometimes I'd run my fastest runs because I'd program like the music to last for that long.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done that before. You know what the last song's going to be. As soon as this song comes on, I've got to be home in 3 minutes.
Yeah. And you're 7 minutes away.
Yeah, and you think, shit, I've got to put the foot
Cue
down
another
here.
song quick.
Yeah. Trying to add it whilst you, hey Siri, put another song on. Yeah.
It's funny that.
Oh shit.
Phone call.
No,
Busy man.
It's Siri. Yeah, it cued Siri. I've thought about that before I said it, but yeah, it's just how you want to do to get through the runs, I think.
Yeah.
But I think getting all this equipment and all that lot just kind of,
It's a bit unnecessary.
yeah, and it puts too much pressure on you as well. I think you bought all these expensive shoes. You've told your mates you're going running, then your mates realise, oh, he's got £300 shoes.
Mm.
You've got so much pressure.
Yeah, it's like you're setting yourself up a bit.
Yeah, and especially
you
if you just started running as well. Like you've told yourself, like couch to 5K, right? I really want to do this for myself.
Mm.
And then people are saying, buy these shoes, have these gels. Those
Yeah.
shoes aren't good. I won't
Yeah.
get them. They'll hurt your feet. And it's like
Everyone's got an opinion on it, haven't they?
everyone's feet are different. Like there's
Yeah.
certain brands I don't wear because one, I don't like how they look. Two, I just don't like how they feel. And three, I like what I like.
Yeah.
You know, I've always had the same shoes like Nike or Hoka's.
With anything, there's always so much choice because we are so materialistic. Like, do you like running or do you like the clothes that running? You know, there's also other brands. There's a brand, Pure Sport, who do the supplements.
Yeah.
And it's all like,
they've got the running club. Is that the running club?
yeah, they've got the
one?
running club. They're really cool, but like they're selling clothes now. And again, it's like,
that's part of the starter pack, by the way.
Yeah, the Pure Sport socks.
Yeah, and the is it a vest or a t-shirt?
Yeah,
like the chopped vests.
Yeah,
it's one of them anyway. But
Yeah.
that's part of the starter pack.
I mean, they're really cool. I've bought their supplements before, like the mushroom tablets and stuff that are really good. But again, it's like there's so much choice now. What happened to just going for a run?
Yeah.
Why do I have to put all this oil on my leg and wear this certain clothes and buy these shoes? And before you know it, you've spent $1,000 and you're still slow.
Yeah, because you've not actually done a lot of running.
Yeah, you've done everything but run.
Yeah, literally just get off your arse and just run or walk and then run or whatever you want to do. But yeah, people just overcomplicate it. And then, each brand obviously does it. They'll release a new shoe each year. Like I run in Hoka Cliftons, I think the 7s or 8s.
Yeah.
But there's been 6 other shoes before me that hardly have changed.
Yeah.
And there's 2 new pairs that have come out after mine. And people go, well, have you not bought the latest shoes? And I'm like, they look the same.
Yeah, they do the same
just
thing.
Just a different colour.
Yeah.
I like that colour, and they didn't do that colour in the 9s, so
yeah,
I didn't buy them.
Like everything in life, they're going to bring out the new thing, and they're going to make you think that the old thing is not good anymore.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Because it was.
And you break it down, and you look at like the description, it says like that shoe's 209 grams. The Clifton 9's 205.
Yeah, massive difference.
I mean, you pick up 4 grams off there. Tell me what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not breaking world records doing it.
Yeah, it's funny.
Just get out.
But the good thing about running is if you can bypass all that nonsense. I mean, to some extent, if you're a pro runner, them shoes might make a little bit of a difference.
Yeah.
But for the average Joe, bypass all that. Start to learn to appreciate your progression of running. So if you can't run okay, there's nothing better than getting to the point where you've ran 1 kilometre. That's a big achievement for some people.
Yeah.
And then you can always go further and further until you're at a point where you're signing up for a half marathon or a marathon.
Yeah.
Or you're doing like an ultra marathon. There's people that I follow. There's a guy called William Googe that I followed for ages. He's an ultra marathon runner.
Doing Lake Como, isn't he?
Yeah. And did you see he run across America?
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. Hardest geezer at the minute, running 55K every day.
That's probably another podcast topic in itself.
Yeah, that blows my mind, stuff like that. I just think I've run a marathon before and I couldn't walk for 3 or 4 days. And after them 3 or 4 days, my legs were still dead.
And you don't want to run because you're like scared.
Yeah.
In a way, like put off by it.
Yeah, he put me off for ages.
Yeah.
He's doing more than that and a lot more every day. He's been doing it. He'll be doing it for nearly a year. How?
Mind over matter, innit? I mean, I've read a few of his Instagram posts and stuff, and he just says like, another day of hurt. Just got to get through it.
He always says ones and twos. You can
Mm.
always put one more foot in front of the other, and then the second foot goes in front of that other one. Do that again. You've just moved forward and keep going.
Yeah.
But that's mentality, that.
Yeah.
Because
that's not.
he was never in physical peak condition. He's just like a young ginger lad.
Yeah.
He's probably done running for a little bit, but he wasn't even like.
But there comes a point where you can, say, I don't even know how long he's going to run for, like kilometers, but you can say, like, well, I'll train until I can run that distance and stuff. Like, you're always going to need to train for that. So he's probably just gone like, let's just do it. I can do a few marathons. I'm just going to have to do a marathon every day, and but then he would have got better each time he does one.
Yeah,
he's
he
still
would.
training himself whilst he's doing a race in a way.
And I guess once you sign yourself up for something like that in front of the whole world, and your audience starts off small, and then eventually it's, he's got like
600K, I think.
600K followers.
Yeah, mental.
He's been on the news.
Yeah.
He's been on, Elon Musk, I think, has responded to him on Twitter saying like, this is the beauty of Twitter, that you can get into Algeria.
Yeah.
When you couldn't get the visa or something. And you just think, once you sign yourself up for that, you're doing an exceptional, thing that humanly doesn't sound possible. You're going to hold yourself accountable. You're going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know how. In my head, I'm thinking, I couldn't do that. But maybe one day I might do something like that.
Yeah. I think that, is it like in Scotland, like the North 500 or something?
Oh, yeah. I know
That's
what you
like
mean.
500K.
Yeah.
That's something you could probably do.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think I ever would want to run that far. I don't think, unless maybe.
You'd have to do it for something, like he's doing it for charity as well.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't just us now decide, let's just do it. Like, but what am I?
What's it for?
Yeah. It's not about who am I impressing, but like, yeah, what is it for? Like,
yeah, like who is it for? What is it for? Maybe for charity, something's happened in your life. Now you want to pay back to this charity, or you want to spread awareness.
Yeah.
This is one good way to do it. And in an egotistical way, it's very impressive for yourself. If I'd done what Hardest Geezer has done, you best believe every pub I'm ever going to go in, every place I enter, I'm going to tell you, oh, by the way, do you know I ran across Africa?
Yeah, people absolutely hate you.
Yeah.
Like every single day. But what would you do next, though?
Yeah.
You've ran across Africa.
Maybe the come down's going to be hard.
You ran across Africa. What would you run across, like all of Europe?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm shit at geography in terms of distances, but you'd have to do something.
You'd have to do something else, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because it's like when celebrities perform on a stage and then they do a world tour, and then you always hear stories. They fuck themselves over because that dopamine hit was so amazing, and now they go back to a normal life. You can't really.
No.
Even Hardest Geezer, like, he's going to do this every day, and then he's going to love that day when he's finished because he can chill, eat, party, sleep. But then, like 2 weeks later, I bet he's going to feel like, oh shit.
Yeah, he's not just going to enter the London Marathon.
What's the point?
And just do it.
No.
He'd get to the finish line and be like, wow.
All right, that's it.
I might as well just run home now.
Yeah.
Like, London Marathon and then running all the way north home.
Yeah.
Like you might as well. Like, that's nothing to him. That he'd probably look at that and go, that's 4 or 5 days of running.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it, that like someone like him would look at a half marathon and not in a dickish way, but they'd be like, what?
Yeah.
21K?
Yeah.
I ran like 80K one day.
Yeah.
You just ran 21.
Yeah, I ran 20K in the morning.
Yeah. Like I did that literally before breakfast every day.
Yeah.
But then we do it in a sense on social media when people post the runs and like, or even on social media, you go through and you see like Hardest Geezer's running 55K today. and every other day this year. And then you go to the next post and it's like some viral TikTok video that means nothing. And then you go to the next post and it's like your mum's posted what she's had for tea. And all these posts kind of like amalgamate, or just like they get crossed. And then some people don't realize how amazing it is that someone's running 55k, like, because you're seeing it all.
Yeah, it kind of discredits it, really, doesn't it? People just look past it, and you think like that guy's put so much effort in, not just for us to view it, just for himself.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, oh, I'll like him, but also I'll like my mum's cooking.
Yeah, and like I do it sometimes where I see he's run or someone else has done something amazing, and I kind of like keep scrolling, and I'm like, no, go back and like that, because that is worth a like.
Yeah.
What all the other crap I'm seeing is not worth anything.
Yeah.
Someone's doing that.
Yeah, someone's put a picture up of their night out.
Yeah.
Of a dress.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So because we, on social media now, because we see these things together in a matter of seconds, he's run 55k, someone else has run 3k, and then someone's having a chippy for tea.
Yeah.
All in the same 3-second gap. It kind of makes you think, like, that hardest geezer, so what?
Yeah. Like, and I think it's hard with that, with social media, because then people just don't care about it, because it's easily just, oh, we'll just move on.
Yeah.
And then he'll come back around in a day or two with a new post. Oh, I'll like it. Oh, he wants to share it because he needs to get into Algeria.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just share it. Like,
yeah.
And you're not reading, no one really reads the whole post, do they? Because they're always so long.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's telling him, like, how much he's shit himself, and, like, you know,
yeah,
his,
like
his
if
legs
you
have gone.
really go through every picture as well and look where he's running and look at the conditions, read his posts.
Yeah. Did you see the one recently where it was like, he did day one, like, feeling optimistic, he had a picture, and then it was like, I don't know, like day 75, I can't remember the exact thing, he said like, oh, I'm hating my life.
Yeah.
And then like Christmas Day was like,
skipped like months.
And he's, how his face evolved.
Yeah, his beard.
Yeah, beard, like his skin.
Skinny.
Yeah. That's the stuff you want to like. That's like real progress.
Yeah.
But then likewise, to some people just starting off running, that's what running feels like.
Yeah, like if I see someone's done a run, I'm well into running. Like, and I like people getting into it. And if I see that you've done a run and I follow whoever, I'll probably like it, even if it's like a 1K.
Yeah.
You know, not that there's anything wrong with that, but, you know, in terms of 55k and 1k, but I think good on you for doing that. So there's a few people I follow, they're starting out running, they may be doing couch to 5k. If you're like posting your run because you're proud of that, brilliant. You know, that's so good.
Yeah, but I think sometimes might be a bit harsh on people. Like, I'd have to see it a few times to get invested.
You don't want to go in. Yeah.
If you tell me, right, you've come up to me wherever and said, right, so I'm going to do a 5k, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it at this pace. All right. And you post day one, and then I don't see you post again, and it's like day 10.
Yeah.
And you've not really changed, and then you don't post it, and then you don't actually post your final 5k push or whatever. I just think loses respect because you're just saying it. And I think that goes back to like fashion and stuff.
Yeah. You're showing off.
Yeah. Like, oh, I ran and then I'm never going to run again. And then
actually the less you talk about a goal, the more likely you are to achieve it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you say to everyone, I'm going to run a marathon, I've actually said it to a couple of people, like I'm running a Manchester Marathon and I really want to do it in sub 4. But then I realised, like, I shouldn't keep saying that, because if I tell everyone that, some people might think, oh, well, it makes you more likely to do it. No, it doesn't, because now you've told everyone you're going to do it. And when you start to fuck up, you might be like, well, like I can just tell everyone like I messed up and it doesn't really matter. And I didn't really care that much.
Yeah. All your excuses come out though, don't they?
Yeah.
That's what it is. And then people are expecting you to do the marathon. Then you said you've dropped out or whatever.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, told you he was full of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Told you he wasn't going to do it.
Whereas keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
That's what really matters.
Yeah.
And then just keep doing it, consistency.
And just like turn up and like perform on the day.
Mm.
Like, you know, just.
That's what it is to be good at running, is doing it not every day, but every training day, sticking to the plan.
Yeah.
You're really regimented with your plan, aren't you?
Yeah, I do go out, like, I rarely put it off. And if I do put it off a day, it's because something's come up, but I'll make sure within those 7 days I've run
You've
4
done it.
times.
Yeah.
And some days are grim because I've shot myself in the foot and obviously like pushed stuff back, and I'm doing like a tempo on a Tuesday and then a tempo on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
When I should have actually gone Monday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
But that's my own fault. And it's like, well, don't do that again. You're not going to be able to get the times that you want. And I think because I look at like the runner app and stuff, and it shows me what I'm predicted to do. I just think, well, if I don't do this, that prediction is just going to drop off and drop off. And then, like, I'm not going to be able to do my 5K under 20 minutes. And then what's the point?
Yeah. Because you've failed your goal.
Yeah, because it's only been me that's dropped off. No one else has stopped me. No one stops me from going
It's
out
holding
running.
yourself accountable, isn't it?
And all the workouts I'm doing are nothing like your 20K runs. The 40 minutes. Maybe like, 14K that I've got to do is like obviously over an hour, but it's only once a week.
That's what really distinguishes a good, solid runner from someone who's running because they think it's cool, or someone who's not that arsed. One of my best mates is like an elite runner who's really good, and he's so regimented. Every day he's running 6 to 8 miles, but he is literally like an athletic runner. And we went out for like a few beers the other night, and then the next day he did 18 miles.
Yeah.
And I wasn't hungover, but I felt a bit tired in the morning, and we went to bed a bit later. And he texted me like, yeah, just done 18 miles.
Yeah.
But because he's so regimented, it means so much to him. He's not going to not do that. And it's like you said, you've only got yourself to blame. So when he messes up on the marathon or he messes up on the long distance race, it's just with running, it's you that's done that, no one else.
Yeah, you've got no one else that's dragging you along. Like, for example, like, I don't know, if you played tennis, your partner could bail you out in a match.
Yeah.
If you're getting tired.
It's not a team sport, running, is it?
No, you're on your own, and it shows when you don't train and stuff. Yeah, mad respect for doing the 18 mile.
I know.
That's just something that'd be like daunting for me.
Crazy.
I've done it, but I'd just be like, what's the point? But then he's interested in doing a marathon stuff.
Yeah, he's a long distance runner.
Then you think like he could do an 18 mile and be comfortable with it, and I probably could do it and not be comfortable with it. But then could he go to a 5K?
He is faster. He's like 17 minutes.
Yeah, so then
maybe less.
That's what I mean. So sometimes people are like really quick marathon runners, but not like ridiculously quick 5Ks. Because you think, well, if you can do 18 miles really fast, why could you not just do 3?
Yeah.
But it's different.
Yeah, it's different.
Proper
totally different.
intense in a 3 miler. Whereas an 18 miler, you might build into it, or a marathon.
Yeah. Well, that's the beautiful thing about running. There's so much progression. There's so much room. You can pick your thing as well. You could specialize in like, well, I'm just going to do 5Ks and 10Ks and that's it. I'm not asked about marathon.
Yeah.
Whereas someone else is thinking, well, I would love to run a marathon, so I'm going to really train long distance.
Yeah.
You can do sprint.
I think it's like, not each distance is like discrediting or anything, but people obviously just are more attracted to the bigger number.
Yeah.
They see it more respected. Like if it's, well, I've done a marathon as opposed to the little guy who's done a 5K.
Yeah.
They're not,
even if the little guy's running like 17 minutes.
Yeah. And
someone
you break
will be like,
the time,
but have you run a marathon?
Yeah. And you break the times down and you just think, like say if you do a quick, chuck your numbers out, like a 3-minute K and a 5K. 3 minutes a K is really quick.
Yeah.
And then someone would go, yeah, but could you do that 42 times for a marathon?
Yeah,
it's like, well, that's not the
it's
point.
Not the same, yeah.
Like you wouldn't run that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously like Kipchoge and stuff do, but it's different.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's when when you're talking to like a real runner.
Yeah, because they know about the splits.
Yeah, they'll understand like they're both equally difficult.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. And learning about running as well, like learning the times, because some people don't have a clue on how to work out, well, if I want to run a 5K in 25 minutes, how fast shall I run? Like, well, you first of all, you need a watch to tell you how fast you're running.
Yeah.
And then
or your phone.
Yeah, or your phone. But yeah, I think running, there's so much progression. Like we could talk about this whole thing for hours, but
yeah,
it's something that I really enjoy. The main part of it for me is it's something I can do by myself with no equipment. It can take my mind off life.
Yeah.
It can also motivate me to, you know, do better at a certain thing, whether it's a 5K or half marathon or something like that. So I love it. And I think if anyone was thinking about running or was slowly starting to get into running, but maybe is a bit off put because it's hard, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's meant to be hard at the start. If it was easy, everyone would do it, wouldn't they?
Everyone would be just running rapid, you know.
Yeah, and it is difficult, and you do hit that like metaphorical wall where you think like tonight's session, I was good last week, could have been even better, and I've done sessions where you're running as fast as you possibly can, and you feel like you're going nowhere, and you're just slow.
Yeah.
And then the week after, you're completely different. You're like, where's that come from?
Yeah.
And it's just all progression, like
practice.
With all things, yeah. But the marathon stuff, it's just not for me.
Yeah,
it's just
like I say though, that's good because you know what you enjoy.
Exactly. Nothing longer than 10K.
Yeah,
like I'm good. I'll train more for like sessions doing more than 10, but nothing.
Yeah,
competitive, anything.
And in like the next years to come, you might then at one point be like, actually, I fancy it, and then you might change your training up to do that. So it's good to know what you're into and what you need to kind of work on.
I mean, my intention has been with this 5K, quick 5K is to get a good base for our Hyrox, but that's like later on in the year in October.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see like at my max training now before we obviously chucking all the exercises for Hyrox. How quick could I do this? Because then that's something that I then calculate for them when we do it.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
And be like, I can run this.
Yeah.
Now can you?
Yeah.
No, you
and
can't.
Then
you
can hold it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I think it's when you're running around at Hyrox and you're like, we can actually run quicker. Why are we not doing that? We actually can do this. Forget the exercise. If this is just 1K, let's just do it.
That's true. And with Hyrox, it's like, if you can run this, can you run it after you've pushed that sled?
Yeah.
Yeah,
or pulled it.
Or maybe you don't need to, because maybe you can train for Hyrox. Like, okay, the first K is going to be this.
Yeah.
The second K is going to be a bit slower.
Yeah.
I
think for me, that's what I like all the numbers and stuff. So it's like, right, well, if we run the first two quick, we could be a bit slower on the sled to save ourselves and then blast the rest because we know we've got it in our legs. And that's just where it's quite good. It's a bit of a
with
game.
Running, once you get into the numbers, it is interesting.
Yeah.
Looking at your splits as well.
Yeah.
Like, I slowed down there. What happened there?
I used to be obsessed with the splits. Now I'm more obsessed with like my heart rate.
Yeah, heart rate.
Can I do a hardish run with around 150 beats per minute? If I can, decent. And I'm running a decent pace now as well.
And when you start tuning into your heart rate, like when you start monitoring it, you feel better once that goes down. Like once you start saying, I need to get my heart rate down, then all of a sudden the run becomes easy.
Yeah.
As soon as the heart rate goes up, I'm out of breath now. And, my heart rate's sky high and I'm really struggling. Once you learn to do that, it saves you.
That's most of the battle, to be fair. If you can battle, obviously, your body, being sore and like feeling like it's going to shut down, you get past that and then just control your heart rate.
Yeah, so true.
It's a golden little spot to be in. Obviously, just doing the exercises properly.
Yeah.
But
that is it with running. There's just so much to learn.
Yeah. And it's actually not just kind of one foot in front of the other, then move the opposite arm each time. There is like some technique to it. Obviously, you'll see a lot of people like hunch over, which affects your breathing.
Yeah. Sometimes I drive past on the road and see a runner and you think, God, they don't know how to run.
Yeah.
I mean, brilliant that you're doing it, but why can't you run properly?
Yeah. I mean, I think my running was probably come from all the years as a kid, all the way up to now, in all the sports that I did.
Yeah, if you played sport, you can run.
It built a base.
Yeah.
So then I was good regardless with running. I think
it's those people who like really don't know how to run.
Yeah, and like don't know what they're doing with their arms.
And they don't know like how to your leg moves and your arm moves, and it's all like a dance.
It's like opposite, like if you
unnatural. Yeah.
And then like you see people kicking the legs out to the side when they're running, like flailing like this.
Yeah.
aerodynamics.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's most of it. You're wasting energy.
Yeah.
It's not as easy. Obviously, look at like sprinters and stuff. It's dialed
There's
into technique.
Yeah.
Complete technique.
When you get to that elite level,
yeah,
technique
even
is...
like your Mo Farahs and stuff. When he used to race, it was all technique, arms and big strides. It's all calculated.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see some people running, and you just think, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I could make that easier for you if you ran properly.
Yeah. Some people will be listening to this, maybe thinking, shit, like, do I run like that?
Yeah.
But
I'm also not a professional runner before everyone comes at me.
Yeah.
I just like running, and I probably don't run, the best either.
Yeah. But with running, if you go back to forget all the equipment, forget all the technology, the raw, just like natural movement of running, it's all about that. So if you can just get that, like we're not pro runners, but I can tell you if someone's a natural runner or if they're not.
Yeah.
And you can become a natural runner. You just have to do it and do it and do it and do it.
Yeah. But doing one run now and another run in 2 months' time and
won't cut it.
No. And then I also think that's kind of coming back to equipment. If you've just got like the really expensive shoes and you can't run, you're just going to run really shit in expensive shoes.
Yeah.
Like you might as well build a good foundation, like get the right technique and then put your feet in something proper.
Yeah.
Because, like going back to the thick foam, if your ankles are coming in, it's going to hurt your feet.
You need to learn the basics before you start taking the pro technical shoe.
Yeah. More like,
it's not going to enhance you.
Obviously, this is excessive, but like, heel toe, heel toe. That's kind of how it's like ball of your feet, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But some people run proper on the toes.
Oh, yeah.
Some people, I run like more on the edge of my feet and they come down like that in like a weird motion. You want to learn all that first before you've got £300 shoes.
And then you
blame the equipment, don't you?
Exactly.
I can't run because these shoes aren't working. It's like, it's your thighs or your hips that aren't working.
Yeah.
Like, it's got nothing to do with the shoes.
Yeah, so true.
But yeah, I'm going to keep the running up as much as I can. Obviously, when I hit this 5K, it's an 8-week program. Once I've done that,
then you'll post it.
I'll post it. If it's good, no, I'll post it regardless.
No, that's good. That.
Because I also don't care.
It's definitely some on my list of things I want to do.
Yeah.
Is a sub 20-minute 5K. So if you can do that, that's like a massive achievement.
Yeah.
That.
And then I would like probably
you've done it before, but
yeah, but probably a dream after that would be like a sub 40 10K.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
And maintain that pace.
Yeah. That's the same pace, just 10 times over, obviously.
And that's nice because you've got your running goals kind of on the horizon.
And I think that's something I actually might link that in with like our Hyrox, obviously 8 weeks. I don't know when it takes me to, like probably end of March for my 5K.
Yeah.
Do another 8-weeker for my 10.
Yeah. And then I might join you at some point after the marathon.
Yeah. And then we mix obviously the interval training in for the Hyrox. And then, have like a 3-month training block ready for Hyrox.
Yeah.
Because then we both kind of, you've got your marathon type base in. And then I've got like the shorter stuff, and then it's just tweaking it really.
Yeah, that's so true.
Me tweaking it a little bit up, and you coming down. You going a bit quicker.
Yeah, that's a good point to finish on, really, because what you're saying is you've worked out your running goals. I'm kind of working out mine, and if people are listening to this and they are into running, it's kind of like a reminder of, well, what's your running goal? What are you aiming for? Whether it's, do you want to run a 3K? Do you want to run a 5K? Do you want to just start running?
Yeah.
Then it's almost like a good point to finish on to say, just get the goals out there and just start doing it.
Yeah.
You're talking about your training plan that you're in now. I'm talking about mine that I'm in now. And it's like, people should take note. Not that we're pros, but the main thing we're talking about is we are doing it probably, live now. So
yeah, and I would also say like, not being too hard on yourself. Like, if like there's days where I want to say like do a 14K on a Sunday. If I don't do 14K all in one go on that Sunday, do 2 7s. but
Yeah.
you've still done 14K
Yeah.
and take that as a win. Like,
Yeah.
you've still done it.
Yeah.
You've not given up after 7 and not gone back out again. You know, because life gets in the way. I appreciate that. But you've still done the work.
Yeah. You can split it how you like. You can stop.
Yeah.
You need to stop, just stop.
And I remember that, try and remind myself that, you know, I've done more than other people have today.
Yeah, exactly.
And take that as a win as well.
Yeah,
So I
all
think-
them little wins, them little
Yeah.
mind wins.
And it builds up. And before you know it, you get a bit of momentum. You know, 2 to 4 weeks of doing the same thing turns into a habit.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're a runner. Then go buy your bloody shoes.
Yeah. Then spend 300 quid.
Yeah, you know,
Get the gels.
because it matches, the shoes will match the speed you're running at
That's
when
it.
people see
Treat
it.
yourself because you deserve it at the
Yeah,
end.
yeah,
You know, after you've
and-
put in the work.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, and that's probably the best way to look at it.
Well, if you're still listening and you've not gone out for a run and switched
or if
us
you
off,
listen to this on a run,
or if you listen to this on a run,
run quicker. No, I'm joking.
stop,
Yeah,
put some music on, and
Yeah.
go faster.
yeah. Get the music on.
If you can follow, like, share, subscribe, comment, I think that's everything really.
That's all of them.
Then please do.
Yeah.
And we will catch you in the next one.
Sweet.